Students, so we will start with the same chapter 2, grade 9th, people as resource. So today we have to discuss the page 26 of your book. And I was talking about in earlier video, I was talking about that a large number of people represented with low income and productivity, but they are counted as employed even though they are working. Like I have told you, the disguised unemployment in the agriculture is there. So a large number of people represented with a low income and productivity, but still they are employed. Like in agriculture, we have seen they appear to work throughout the year, but in terms of their potential and income, they are earning less and they are contributing less also. So it is not adequate for them. The work that they are pursuing seems to forced upon them, so they don't have any option, so they are just sitting there idle and they are just contributing whatever they can, and they may therefore want other work of their choice, so they have to migrate in order to supplement their family income. And poor people cannot afford to sit idle, so if they will work, then only they will survive, and they tend to engage in any activity irrespective of its earning potential. So even small work they can do, and their earnings keep them at bare subsistence level, means the minimum level of earning they have. It is very difficult for them to afford anything else. Only food they can afford for their children, that's only that simple food, that's also very difficult for them to afford. And moreover, the employment structure you have seen, it is characterized by self employment in the primary sector. Okay. In primary sector comes under the unorganized sector, and under there the employment structure is also characterized by self employment. So people, they are working in the fields, or the farmers, they are self employed, and the whole family contributes in the field. Even though everybody is not needed, if we remove some people, the production will not be affected, but whole family contributes in the field. So there is disguised unemployment in agriculture, and we have talked about it, but the entire family shares what has been produced. So this is so, whatever produce is there, it will be divided among the entire family. So this concept of sharing of work in the field and the produced raised reduces the hardship of unemployment in the rural area. So suffering are less, because in the rural area joint family systems are there, so they will cooperate, and they will, whatever share is there, produce is there, they will share accordingly among the family. So that much suffering is not there. But in the urban area, the problem is more worse. But this does not reduce the poverty of a family. Gradually, surplus labor from every household tends to migrate from the villages to the urban area. So slowly and slowly, if earnings will not increase, they will migrate. So now let's discuss the employment scenario in the three sectors. So agriculture is the most labor absorbing sector of the economy. In recent years, there has been decline in the dependence of population on agriculture because of the disguised unemployment. This you have seen. So contribution to GDP is very less of the agriculture because of the disguised unemployment. And some of the surplus labor in agriculture has moved either to the secondary or the tertiary sector also. There also. So if no opportunity is there in the agriculture, they will move to other sectors. And in the secondary sector, small scale manufacturing is the most labor absorbing. And in case of tertiary sector also, new and new areas are coming, and if the labor is skilled, okay, qualified, then they can go in this sector also. So now here on the page 26 only, a story is given of a village. Okay. And there was a village inhabited by several families. So several families were living in the village. Each family produced enough to feed its member. So each family was producing sufficient to feed its member, and each family met its need by the members making their own clothes, teaching their own children. So whatever work is there, they are just doing themselves only. And one of the family decided to send one of its son to the engineering college, to the agriculture college. And the boy got his admission in a nearby agriculture college, and after some time he got qualified in the agro engineering. He came back to the village. He proved to be so creative that he designed a improved type of flow for farming. For cultivation, he designed a plow, and this increases the output of the wheat. So a new job of agro engineer was created and filled in the village. And the family in the village, they also sold the surplus in the nearby villages, so they earned good profit also. So output increased because of the educated skilled son. He invented some sort of device due to which the output increased, and now they have sold the excess output and they have a good profit. And inspired by this success, now all the families, they held a meeting in the village and they wanted to have a better future for the children, so they requested the panchayat to open the school. So the panchayat opened the school. They hired the children from they hired the sorry teacher from the nearby area, and children started coming to the school. All the children of this village started going to the school, and after sometimes one of the families gave training to their daughter in the tailoring. So page 27 I am. So the girl started stitching clothes for the family of the village of everyone now, and everyone in the village, they wanted to buy and wear the well tailored clothes. So a new job is created of a tailor. So this had another positive effect. The time of the farmer in going far for buying clothes was saved. As the farmer spent more time in the field, the yield of the farmers went up. So this was beginning of the prosperity, means progress started. As more and more persons will get educated, so more and more progress and prosperity will be there in the region, and the farmers, they had more than what they could consume, so they could now sell what they produced to others who came to their village markets. And over the time, this village, which formerly had no job opportunity in the beginning, they had now teachers, they had now tailor, agro engineer, and many more. So this was the story of a simple village where the rising level of human capital, means they have invested in their children, they have invested in their education, in their medical needs. So the human capital levels are rising. So due to this, more and more modern activities are coming up, more and more complex modern activities are economic activities are coming up due to this uh, human capital which is being developed in the village. So you have seen the son got educated and he went to agriculture college, he designed a plow, output increased, so a new job is created of the agro engineer. Okay, then after that, then they started, all the kids sending to the school, they hired a teacher. And then you have seen a girl started stitching the clothes, so all they started coming to the girl so that she can stitch their clothes, so they save the time, more output is produced, more output is sold in the market. So a lot of economic activities are generated. So human capital should be developed. What we want to say, that people as a resource should be developed, and how we can develop this resource, by investing in their education and by investing in their medical needs.